everyone, how's it going? It's your number one homie on What's Up? Last week, Jake's dad visited from Iowa, and one of the things that we did together was go golfing. I hadn't ever been golfing before except at a putt-putt course, so everything was kind of new to me. We rented some golf clubs and some golf balls, and got headed to the tee. The golf course we went to was a 9-hole par 3 course, meaning it takes an average golfer 3 strokes to get from the tee to the hole. Despite not having hit a golf ball with a proper club before, I feel like I did alright. It was a very enjoyable activity, and I look forward to the next time. Inspired by the hunger I feel after exercising and being athletic sometimes, I've decided to show you my recipe for chicken katsu curry. When I cook, I like to time things out so that everything gets done at the same time and I can serve the meal hot. So, the first thing you're going to want to do is start your rice. Wash your rice a couple of times so that it's not overly starchy and sticky, and leave it to soak on the stove for like a half an hour. While the rice is soaking, we can prepare the curry. The things that you will need are a potato, an onion, chicken stock, panko, carrots, garlic. Admittedly, I forgot to use the garlic because I don't normally add it, but I saw in a video that it was supposed to be good, so if you don't use the garlic, it will still be delicious. You will also need boxed Japanese curry. It is a type of curry. I like the green kind, Jake likes the black kind. They're basically the same, honestly. Oh yeah, and chicken. So for the curry, split the chicken breast in half, set aside the piece that you're going to fry for later, and then cut the piece that's going to go into the curry into bite-sized pieces. I like to shave it into these little, thin slices, but I've seen it done with cubes. You could probably do strips too. Once the chicken's all cut up, put it in a little bowl with some oil and salt and pepper. This will marinate the chicken a little bit and also make it easier to spread around once it hits the pan. Next up is the carrots. For carrots this size, I like cutting them into coins. If it were a bigger carrot, I might do half moons or cubes, but coins are cute. For the potato, I cut it in half lengthwise, then I cut each of those halves in half again lengthwise, and then I cut a cross section of it so that they turn into cubes. Next up is the onion. I like diced onion in my curry. I've seen it done with slivers and also larger chunks, but I chose kind of a smaller dice. At this point, your rice is probably soaked enough, so go ahead and turn on the heat and add your chicken and vegetables into the curry pot. You don't need to brown the chicken that much, it's not that kind of a dish, so as soon as it stops being pink, add the vegetables. And then basically just stir it until the onions become translucent. After that, add the chicken stock. Add it until the vegetables and stuff are covered, and then bring that to a boil. After it's come to a boil, put on the lid, turn on the heat, and we can begin working on the katsu. Pound the chicken until it's evenly thin because you don't want one section of your chicken to be overcooked and one section of your chicken to be undercooked. Prepare 3 plates. The first plate should have flour, the second plate should have a beaten egg, and the third plate should have panko. Season the panko here with salt and pepper. It's the only chance you'll get to season your katsu, so I like to add kind of a lot of salt and pepper. Usually at this time, the rice will be ready, so check it, and if it's ready, remove it from the heat. Also at this point, the potatoes are probably ready, so stick a chopstick through a potato to make sure that it's tender, and if it is, remove it from the heat and add the curry packet. I use this method, which I invented. You want to stir in the curry paste until there are no more chunks and it's smooth and creamy. It will look like this. Now we can get started on the katsu. We are going to be shallow frying, so you don't need to fill the pan up too high. I'm using canola oil, but you can use like sunflower seed oil, grapeseed oil, vegetable oil, basically any oil that isn't too fragrant. I think peanut oil will probably work too. Turn on the heat and let the oil come up to temperature. While that's happening, bring the piece of chicken that you're going to fry into the flour and cover it. Then dip it into the egg. This is going to make it sticky so that when you put it into the panko, the breadcrumbs will stick. Definitely be thorough at this part, because if the chicken doesn't have panko on it, it's not going to be crispy. When the oil's consistency becomes watery, and also when you throw a little bit of flour into it and it sizzles, it's ready. Bring the breaded chicken into the hot oil and let it sizzle for like 2 minutes. After that, flip over the chicken and let it cook on that side. I like to flip over the chicken a couple of times so that it cooks evenly and thoroughly. We don't want salmonella. And once it has reached like a crispy golden brown, you can remove it from the heat. Place it on a wire rack to cool and rest, and then cut it into slices. Regarding the leftover oil, I know it's possible to filter the oil and reuse it, but because I rarely deep fry, what I do is I take an empty old can, which I use for like bacon grease and whatever. I pour in the oil, and once it's cooled down, I can pop it into the freezer to solidify, and then throw it away. Yay! Now we can assemble. Fluff your rice and put it on half of your plate. On the other half, and not on top of the rice, put the curry. Finally, you can put the katsu on top. And now it's ready to serve. Please click the like button and comment down below if you end up making this katsu curry. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later. Bye.